So how do you know if a boat is the right one for you? It comes down to something that you might not actually be thinking of. Hi, I'm Nika Waters, and welcome to the Boat Galley podcast. Today, I'm sharing the main reason why we're keeping our own boat. Today's episode of the Boat Galley podcast is sponsored by FastSeas.com, budget-friendly weather routing and passage planning for cruisers by a cruiser. Plan your next passage using FastSeas.com. Whether you're after speed or comfort, FastSeas will find the optimum route to your destination. Use coupon code BG20 for an exclusive 10% discount. FastSeas, making weather routing simple. That's FastSeas.com. People ask us all the time why it is that we're keeping our boat. It's so small, they say. You should definitely get a bigger boat. You're leaving to go cruising and you're going on a 28-footer? Why? How could you possibly? One of the problems that I think with getting fixated on boat size is that the length of the boat doesn't always coincide to how well it sails or how easy it is to live aboard. And certainly when we look at our 28-footer, it's a little bit different than a lot of other ones. Heck, we spent a weekend on a 26-footer. You wouldn't think 2 feet is that much different, and there's no way we could have spent a whole lot longer at all. Lynn and Larry Pardee sailed around the world on a 24-footer. So don't get so stuck on boat size. But I will say, as houses are getting bigger and bigger, and boats are getting bigger and bigger, it's kind of easy to understand how we get asked these questions about how we could possibly live on a boat that's this small. I do have lots and lots of conversations about why it is in particular that we're keeping this boat. There are a ton of practical reasons, and they do come down to money, familiarity, ease of maintenance, faith in the boat. She's been with us since 1992. Unless my math is really off, I think we're shooting for almost 30 years. That's a long time with a boat. And that's some experience that's kind of hard to duplicate if you get something newer. The other weekend, we were talking with family. And these are family members who are sailors, and they have some ideas to the different ways that you deal with your boats. My cousin Jessica asked us specifically, why are you keeping your boat? And Jeremy looked right at Jess and said, I love her. When he started to get into more details, Jessica cut him right off. That's all I needed to hear. One of the very first books that we got when we were thinking about going sailing and cruising was a maintenance book. Not that that's a big surprise. It's a book called This Old Boat by Don Casey. And this is a book that I think is required reading and required having on board for anybody who's cruising on a boat that they want to do any kind of maintenance on themselves. Sure, it's not the only one that fits that bill, but it's the main one that we started with, and it's one that we continue to refer to almost every day, even now. He talks in the opening chapter a lot about his 10 criteria for a sailboat. And he mentions over and over and over again that all 10 of these are supposed to be met before you actually buy the boat. But criteria number 1 is that the boat must make your heart sing when you look at her. That when you dinghy away, you turn around for one last look. In other words, you really need to love your boat. As Don Casey says, that's not the only reason. That's not the only thing that you need to look at. But if you don't lead with that, the other things that will come up as challenges, and when you're dealing with a cruising boat, there will always be challenges. There will be maintenance. There will be trying to get yourself into small spaces. There will be the inability to get close enough or to find a place to haul out, or I don't care what size boat you're talking about. There are challenges when you're talking about going cruising. If you don't love the boat that you're cruising on, the other things that come up will become much more difficult to deal with. So why are we keeping our boat? Well, it's pretty simple. We totally love her. And we can't wait to be able to show her off to you when we share an anchorage sometime. Thanks so much for listening to the Boat Galley podcast. We love it when you let us know what you'd like to hear about. We love it when you leave us a 5-star review. And we love it when you share us with your friends. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a great week.